Hey there, welcome to Craft Central Designs. Today I have something so cute and so easy and so inexpensive to create to add so much cuteness to your holiday decor. I will be adding these to a Christmas tree and also to a Grinch theme entryway that I plan to do. Let me show you how quick and how easy you can create these Christmas candy theme decor pieces. Let me show you the items you will need for project number 1. I have a white pool noodle that I purchased at the Dollar Tree. Now I'm going to be cutting this pool noodle in 5-inch sections. You can use a pool noodle cutter that you can purchase at the Dollar Tree, or if you can't find your pool noodle cutter like me, use a serrated edge knife from the kitchen. Now I cut my pieces in 5-inch pieces. I got 9 sections out of that one pool noodle. Now you can do these in shorter sections if you like, or even longer. You just have to cut your paper and your clear wrap in accordance to how long or short your piece is. Don't worry about the holes in the ends. It'll be completely covered up once you wrap these pieces with the clear wrap. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is taking some scrapbook paper that I purchased at Hobby Lobby at 40% off every other week, and I'm going to be wrapping these pieces or sections of the pool noodle, and it's going to create the look of a candy, which is going to be wrapped, of course, with that clear wrap that you saw wrapped around those candies, and I'll show you all that here in just a bit. Now, right here, I am determining how long and how wide I need those pieces to be to wrap around those sections of pool noodle. Now, I like to use my paper cutter, but you don't have to have one of these. I just love it because it cuts really straight lines. But you can use scissors as well. Just measure everything out with a straight ruler, and you're all set. So I did all the work for you on everything for these 2 projects. All of the dimensions, everything that you need to cut. I have everything all prepared in the description box with all of those measurements. So as you watch me doing them, no worries, you don't have to remember what I did or go back and look because I have everything in the description box. So for these 5-inch long pieces, obviously I have a 5-inch wide piece of that scrapbook paper. Now to wrap around or to roll around that pool noodle, I figured that I needed, it was 9 inches. And so in order to wrap that around fully and then have a little bit of overlap so that I could glue it shut, that's why I have the extra inches, or inch, if you will. It's only going to be about maybe a 1/2 inch to a 1/4 inch overlap. Now, these pieces do have a best side or a front side, but they're going to be visibly attractive on all sides. So now I'm going to be placing that piece of scrapbook paper on or around my section of pool noodle. Now, if you determine that you need to trim it up a little bit, maybe when you were cutting all of your pieces, you didn't get everything exactly 5 inches, then you can go ahead and trim that up very easily before you glue it on. Now, I do not glue this on to this pool noodle because it really isn't necessary. All I really need to do is glue the overlap shut once I wrap it around. I'll show you what I mean by that here in just a moment. Now, these projects are very, very easy. I think they are perfect for the beginner crafter. All right, you can see here that I have wrapped it. I've pulled it very snug around that piece of pool noodle. Now I'm just going to take my hot glue gun and put a very light stream of glue, just enough to close that up. And as I mentioned, you have a little bit of overhang or overlap there, and that's going to allow you a space to place your hot glue. Now these pieces, as I mentioned, look utterly fabulous on a Christmas tree. And you don't have to have a hanger for them. They're so lightweight. You could just rest them on the branches of the Christmas tree and they will just sit there very nicely. If you want to place these on a garland of some kind, going up a stairs or on a mantle or around an entryway like I'm going to do, I'll explain to you how you can apply your pipe cleaners so that you can have a little pipe cleaner tails to attach them. And I'll explain that here in just a bit. Just in case you were wondering, how am I going to get that to stay on a garland? Well, I'll tell you here in just a bit. Okay, so now I am measuring out the clear wrap. Now, by the way, you get this clear wrap in the greeting wrap paper. Did I say that right? Wrapping paper? Gift wrapping paper, that's it. My goodness. Aisle at Hobby Lobby. Okay, so you could probably pick this up as well at the Dollar Tree. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to imagine how much clear wrap I need on the ends once I wrap it or twist that clear wrap around that section of pool noodle. Because part of the cuteness of these pieces is having that actually look like a wrapped candy. So I wanted to be sure I had enough once I twisted it on the ends. And again, you don't have to worry about this part because I did all the work for you. So I will include as well those dimensions. Now, this does not have to be a perfect measure, just enough so that you can accomplish the wrap around the pool noodle and the twisting on the end and having enough left over that you create that cute effect on the ends. And that's where you're going to be wrapping your ribbon around as well and creating a bow. Okay, now I just wrapped it around. I'm just going to now twist the ends. You do not have to close that clear wrap around that pool noodle. It will just stay closed by simply twisting that clear wrap around the end of that section of pool noodle. Now, I take a little bit of a pipe cleaner. I started out using a half, but I really didn't need that. Maybe a quarter of a pipe cleaner, maybe not even that much. You just need enough to close up that clear wrap. I'm doing the same thing on the other side. Now, again, these pieces have a front side and a back side. So you want your pipe cleaners to face the back side, the same side where you have the overlap of your scrapbook paper. That would be considered the back of the piece. Now, if you want to attach this to a garland, just use longer pipe cleaners. Then you just face the tails of the pipe cleaner toward the back, and you'll still be able to wrap your ribbons around the ends, but you'll have tails on the pipe cleaners, which you can use to attach these pieces to a garland or a mantle, or if you're doing something going up a staircase, you're attaching it maybe to an evergreen garland or a deco mesh garland. If you have those little pipe cleaner tails, that's how you can attach it. Otherwise, if you're just going to use it on a Christmas tree, just snip off those pipe cleaner tails. You don't need them. Unless you really, really want to physically attach it to the limbs of your Christmas tree. Not really necessary, but you do you. If you want to do that, leave the tails longer. All right, so now I have both ends secured. I have my excess little clear wrap on the ends, which is the look that I wanted to achieve. Now on to the bow, which of course there has to be a bow. This is a very cute ribbon, 1.5 inch. I suggest you use 1.5 inch wired ribbon for this. Hobby Lobby has ribbons galore, so there's so much to choose from and so many directions or ways in which you can decorate these candy pieces. So I used 20-inch pieces of ribbon. This made me certain that I would have enough for the bow as well as a couple of little tails. So I wrap my bow around my end of my piece where I wrapped the clear wrap, and I'm just going to tie a bow around that. Now, I initially tied the first tie. I didn't tie it super, super tight. And then I created my loops, just like you're tying your shoes, exactly like that. Now, it's inevitable that one of the loops is going to be inside out. Just twist it and make it right side out. Very simple to do, very easily rectifiable. Now, I'm playing around with my loops here because I want to get them just right. So I don't pull it super tight until I'm absolutely certain that I have my little bows, the shape and size that I want them, my little loops of my bow, and that I have a little bit of tail that's going to be poking out from underneath that little bow. And that's the look that I wanted for the end. You see how cute that is? And when I'm absolutely certain, I put my fingers in each loop and I pull it really tight around that pipe cleaner. Now I'm going to take my scissors and just do an angle cut. I would not do a dovetail on this. I just don't think that's the way to finish the tails. My opinion, for whatever it's worth to you all. Okay, so now I open up my clear wrap on the ends. If I feel I need to trim that up, make it shorter, I can do that. But I like to make sure that I have enough of what I need when I'm cutting things out. So that's why I'm giving you the dimensions that I'm giving you in the description box. Oh my goodness, you tell me, is this not the cutest thing? I just absolutely love the way this turned out. Now you could use all different types of ribbons on this. Anything that you like, but I suggest you go with a 1.5 inch and definitely a wired ribbon. Think of the possibilities. You could do these and put all different types of bows, really mix it up, and I gave it an applause because I loved it so much. All right, project number 2. These are styrofoam pieces from the Dollar Tree. They come 2 in a pack for $1.25. I'm going to be doing 2 of these here. One's going to be in a Grinchy type of color, and the other in just a standard red, glittery, silvery ribbon color. Now, you'll need a piece of scrapbook paper, a glitter scrapbook paper, which I purchased mine at Hobby Lobby. I wait until it's the 40% off week, and I purchase my scrapbook papers then. This is a very heavy-duty, strong cardstock scrapbook paper. These are some selections of ribbon. I'm going to use that silver one and also the Grinchy colored ribbon there. Because as I mentioned, I'm doing a lot of Grinchy things this Christmas. I did last Christmas too. It's one of my favorite ways to decorate in the Grinch theme. Let me know if you all love the Grinch theme, because I am going to be posting some Grinch decor that is going to be next level. Over the top, awesome. I'm so excited to show you. All right, so what I did was I took a pencil and a piece of paper and I traced around that styrofoam circle. What I want to do here is determine where the center of my point of my circle is. So that's why I'm using a tape measure here. You can also tell that I'm not crafting in my normal place. This was the week of the hurricane here. Actually, it was anticipated to be really hitting Florida today. I happen to be on the outskirts, and by the way, I want to thank you all for your beautiful messages and well wishes and for safety from the hurricane. I was just really lucky, and as we Floridians always have empathy for those who are not so fortunate, so we're thinking of them today. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm creating these 4 sections because I'm going to put a red glitter wedge in each of the quarters of that circle. Now, what I'm doing here is just taking a pencil and creating kind of a curved wedge. Now, This does not have to be perfect. You do not have to be an artist to do this, but just take note of how I'm doing it. It took me a few minutes to get it exactly right. That's the beauty of using a pencil. You can erase. But see, it's really quite simple. It has a point which opens up on the end, and that's what I'm going to use as a pattern. And I'm going to be placing a red glitter wedge, if you will, or the look of a pinwheel on that styrofoam piece. So if you get one done well and in a good shape, then you're good for all the rest because that's your pattern. So see, there's going to be 4 of them placed on there. Now you won't have any lines, obviously, on the styrofoam. I just did that to help me determine like exactly how I was going to draw out that curved wedge. And like I said, I was trying to get everything. It was basically just creating these, flying by the seat of my creative pants, like I always do. But I just wanted to get everything as much simplified for you as I could. And so now what I'm doing is I'm tracing around that piece of paper. I'm going to need 4 for the top and 4 for the bottom. So I cut them out with scissors. I'm placing them on there, and look how easy that is to create the look of peppermint candy. Now, I didn't feel it was necessary to do anything to the styrofoam. I think it is fine just like it is. When you cover it up with the clear wrap, it's going to look really, really nice. Now, I'm going to take some Aleene's tacky glue, and I'm going to glue those wedges on. Place them all on there accordingly so you know what you're doing before you start gluing. Do one at a time. A light layer of Aleene's tacky glue will do. And just place them on there, front and back, and let them dry. I placed something heavy on mine just to be sure everything was secured down to that styrofoam circle. Okay, so now I am figuring how much of that clear wrap I need for this piece. And again, that will be, all of those measurements will be in the description box. For this one, I did 19 inches by 17 inches, but again, you don't have to remember that. Just refer to the description box. So what I'm doing here is determining how much I need to go around that circle, but also as well how far out to the sides, and I'm just showing you there, to allow for scrunching of that clear wrap on the ends of each side of that circle. So I tried to allow for 6 inches, and you don't have to worry about that again. Just letting you know that circle is 5 inches round in circumference. Now I'm thinking I'm going to look at Hobby Lobby and see if they have any smaller circles, because I think some smaller ones of these would be so cute as well on a garland, in a evergreen garland on a fireplace mantle, or going up a stairway or around an entryway. If you create like a deco mesh around the doorway, and then you put some of these in the deco mesh, or as well an evergreen garland around a doorway. I love to do doorways, by the way. So I love holiday decor, period. And Christmas is my very favorite. And I think I would probably never stop having ideas. It's just never stopped with me throughout my life. So Christmas just offers so much potential creatively. Okay, so here we have it. It's all dry. And does that not look like a piece of peppermint candy? I think it does. Okay, so now we are going to wrap that piece of candy just like we did the other candy, the tubular candy with the pool noodle. And I'm just going to be folding it over just like I did for the pool noodle piece. Now I got that a little bit too much, so easy enough. Let me tell you, there's nothing as easy as trimming up that clear wrap. You don't even have to move your scissors. You just glide them down and it just slices. It's great. Okay, again, I do not have to tack that down in any way. All I have to do is hold on to it while I go to one end and scrunch up that clear wrap. Now you can twist it, or you can just simply go ahead and put your pipe cleaner on there. Now I like to have the ends of my pipe cleaner, especially if you're leaving longer ends, on the back of the piece. Now these pieces have a front side and a back side. The back side is not unsightly. It's still covered and it's still pretty, but the front especially is where the bows are going to be facing. So you want to keep everything, the seam from the clear wrap, anything like that, you want to keep it on the back side. Okay, so you can trim off those pipe cleaners. Just use a small piece of pipe cleaner. You just need enough to go around and secure it, unless you want to have longer tails to place it, attach it to something. So you see how simple this project is? So easy. You could sit and do like 6 or 8 of these in like no time. Just kind of an assembly line kind of thing. I think these are going to be so cute on... I love to do anything with like the peppermint candy theme for a Grinch display. It just really goes together. But it also goes with gingerbread. Or just in general, the peppermint candy theme. I just love it for anything for Christmas. All right, so I'm going to use this 1.5 inch ribbon. It's got that same red glitter on it that the candy does, the candy wedged pieces. So I'm going to I would cut your ribbon in 20-inch pieces. I think that works out best. Even longer if you want to, just to be sure you have just enough. So I pinch my ribbon in the center just to know my halfway point. I wrap it around that clear wrap where I scrunched it right there over the top of the pipe cleaner. And before I pull it really tight, I want to make sure that my tails are pretty much even because I have to create those 2 loops. So again, just like you're tying your shoes, you're going to wrap it around and tie a bow. Now don't pull it tight until you're sure that it's just the way you like it. Now, like I said, inevitably one of those loops, like right there, will be turned inside out. Just go ahead and rectify that. Shape your loops with your fingers. Pull whatever tails that you want downward. That's how you decide. Make sure that you have a little bit of tails before you go and pull that really, really tight. Maybe your loops need to be just a little bit smaller. And so again, I take my tails and I angle them. I turn up the tips a little bit. And it's as easy as that. It's as easy as tying your shoe, but then taking the time to, just make sure your bows look perfect. Everything right side out. Everything positioned well. Super, super cute. Now, if you need to, you can always trim up your clear wrap there, or you twisted everything. You may like yours longer or shorter. That's up to you. And there you have it. I'm going to put the other ribbon on, or bow on. So I have my 20-inch piece. I'm just going to show you again. I pinch it right in the center so I know where that is. Now with the right side facing up, I place my ribbon around it because I want my bow on the right side. Remember, the piece has a good side. Tie my ribbon around right over the top of the pipe cleaner. Shape my loops just like I'm tying shoes. I'm just trying to make this as simple as possible. Some of you may be newbie crafters, and it's helpful to have put things in simple terms. I appreciated that when I was a newbie crafter 400 years ago. No, it really hasn't been that many. But I've been crafting a really long time. Let's put it that way. So here I am forming my loops again. Make sure you don't pull it tight until you're absolutely sure you have that bow just like you want it. Then you stick your fingers, one in each loop, and pull it nice and tight. And then you cut and trim up your tails. If you want to trim up your clear wrap, do it at that time. And it's as easy as that. A very simple craft that's going to add such cuteness to your holiday decor. Let me know if you have some ideas for what you could use these for as well. I think I've named a few, but I'd like to know what you think. If you have any other ideas what you could do with these. Super cute. Even to put them on a gift. Oh, just love it. And inexpensive. It's only about 84 cents to make the tubular shaped one out of the pool noodle. And I figured around $1.05 to do the circular ones. That is so inexpensive for something so really, really cute. Don't forget everything, all the dimensions of everything will be in the description box. And there you have it. And that's it for today. I can show you, I put the Grinchy ribbon on that one because that's going to go on probably on the Grinch tree. And those are the three all together. Use your imagination. Figure how you would do yours. If you're not currently a subscriber and you love the content, I hope you will consider becoming one. Let me know what you think. And until next time, you all take care.